Hello guys, welcome to our very first Retrospect review series, and this is we're gonna be talking about the pilots. So yeah, basically just to sum up everything that we're gonna be talking about in this video, of course, focus character, plot, villains, and pretty much everything else. I'll kind of just like go through the events of the season, or in this case, the pilots. I'll go through that first and just share my opinions on all the little things, and then at the end, I will give it a score out of 10 points. But yeah, so basically, Ninjago Pilots. To me, I kind of consider this to be a prequel of sorts, and I really love that. The pilots are considered to many to be nostalgic and very memorable as they were the first Ninjago installments. And again, they're like prequels pretty much. They show how the ninja, formed together. They introduce Wu, they introduce Garmadon, who later became a major character in the series. Basically, it starts out at Kai's village, or Ignacia as it's called, where Wu meets Kai for the first time and is pretty much rejected by Kai. Then Wu leaves and the Skullkin come in, and from there they pretty much attack, and they kidnap Nia also. Wu shows up, but it's kind of too late, and he briefly fights Samukai, but, not that much. So then Kai is just left there wondering what the heck just happened, and pretty much Wu explains to him Ninjago and, all these flashbacks and stuff. This scene is really nostalgic for me and for a lot of other people, most likely, because it does actually include the original Ninjago overture, and it's pretty much Ninjago's backstory, the basic knowledge explained, and that was really, really cool at the time. So then after that, Kai reluctantly agrees to become a ninja, and from there we get some pretty funny scenes where he is actually trying to become a ninja, with the whole Wu, the whole failed thing, where pretty much Wu doesn't let Kai pass the course because he drinks his tea really quick. So all in all, it took 7 days for Kai to complete his training. So at the end, Kai pulls off this crazy stunt and actually knocks Wu's tea out of his hand, which is pretty funny. One thing I love about the pilots is that it did have bits of humor here and there. Anyways, then Kai's final test, which is where he fights the other three ninja, actually. So then they pretty much meet each other. Wu does some crazy move and puts on all the ninjas' clothes. Cole is still black. Cole is racist. So from there, they all meet each other. This is the first part where we kind of get an inkling that Jay and Nia is going to become a thing. So then they pretty much set off for the Caves of Despair. Well, on their way, pulling Wu on a rickshaw, they pretty much explained their, how they met Wu. So that was really cool, even though we didn't really get these scenes fleshed out until Season 8 and Season 9. But it was pretty cool to see these ninja, just doing other stuff. Then from there, they go to the Cave of Despair. This scene is especially where they get the side of Quakes. Very more, much more descriptive than the other Golden Weapon scenes. Pretty much they go in, steal the weapon, battle all the skeletons, unlock Spinjitzu also. So, in retrospect, why did they have the entire Skullkin army running away from just doing Spinjitzu, not even attacking? I don't know, that was weird. And then the Earth Dragon appears and they're all forced to flee. From there, we get some brief montages where they get the shurikens of ice and nunchucks of lightning and encounter the respective dragons. And from there, this is where the action really starts to build up. From there, Garmadon lures Kai into the Fire Temple in the form of a shadow, which was very, very cool. I love the idea of Shadow Garmadon, and that's something that I would really like to see happen again in the future. So pretty much Shadow Garmadon gets, Kai saves his sister by getting out the Sword of Fire, and from there, Garmadon proceeds to beat up Kai really badly using his own shadow, and then from there, Wu luckily shows up to save the day. But yeah, then some really weird stuff starts going down, where I don't know what, Wu pulls out tea and sinks through the lava and somehow ends up in the underworld. I have no idea, but okay. I did not really understand that. This was definitely one of the more confusing parts of the pilots. Anyway, from there, yeah, this is also something that makes no sense. Pretty much, the other ninja arrive after, so another thing is the Skullkin captured the other three ninja, and then some crazy foot race where the ninja are suddenly, as fast as full-speed vehicles. Okay, so, yeah, pretty much the ninja fail. So they go back to the Fire Temple, and they see Kai, and somehow they get dragons, that quickly. They all get their dragons. Alright, so they all travel to the underworld, and this is where Wu pretty much starts fighting Samukai, and we see Garmadon. Samukai defeats, and then also the ninja battle Skullkin, do the Tornado of Creation, And then for some reason the ninja don't help Wu while he's fighting Samukai. Okay, so pretty much at the end, this is definitely the best part of the pilot for me. The climax where this is a huge turning point, pretty big plot twist where Samukai betrays Garmadon, and it's actually revealed that the power of all 4 golden weapons will kill you. So that's what happens to Samukai. He goes kablooey, as quoted by Dr. Saunders, letting Garmadon open up a vortex and say this really amazing monologue. From there, Garmadon escapes, and, there's definitely some major foreshadowing here, hinting towards Season 1 and the future events. When they go back, everything's good for now. So the pilots. I really love the pilots, and I actually love it more than some Ninjago seasons. So, definitely, the focus character was Kai, and there's a lot of development for him, as well as the other ninja. Well, yeah, the other ninja didn't get too much development, but of course some development. A lot of development for Wu and Garmadon. Yes, Garmadon was the main villain of the pilots, and I really loved Garmadon the pilots. Out of all the seasons he's been villains in, of course, pilots, Season 2, and Season 8 and Season 9, the pilots has got to be my favorite stage that we've seen Garmadon. He was kind of portrayed as very mysterious and very cunning, and I really like that, as opposed to the other seasons where he's just not really the same. He doesn't have that same depth, but I really love that. Then Samukai, who's the secondary antagonist. Samukai's okay, I guess. I mean, he could be better, but he just seems like very primitive. He doesn't really, I don't know, like he fails to understand. He doesn't know anything about the golden weapons, but I don't know, he's still kind of cool. But yeah, and then the Skulkins. The Skulkin army is, yeah, I still don't understand why they were running away at the sight of Ninja doing spinjitzu. Anyways, moving on to the plot. The pilots have a really cool plot where pretty much the ninja have to go retrieve the 4 golden weapons. And yeah, definitely, speaking of plot, the plot is amazing, the pilots, especially later on. The pilots contain a lot of, memorable, iconic scenes, such as the Tornado of Creation, and other scenes with the dragons and Kai freeing Nia. I really love the way that was done. I love the whole Shadow Garmadon concept, and I love the plot twist with Samukai actually betraying Garmadon, and Garmadon being able to escape. Yes, it kind of came out of nowhere, but I feel like it was a pretty good plot twist, and really helped the plot a lot. Then there was Garmadon's monologue, which really helped to develop his character, and also was very fun to watch. But there are definitely some major errors with the pilots. Just logic errors. I mean, the ninja, Jay is somehow running the speed of full speed Skulkin trucks. Like what? Then the other ninja jumping from tree to tree at that same speed. It really does not make sense to me. But yeah, there was some other stuff too, such as the ninja just getting dragons in a matter of minutes? What? I don't know. And then Wu sinking through the lava to go to the underworld. No idea how that came about. But yeah, if I had to give the pilot a score, I will probably give it a 7 out of 10. The pilots had a really good plot, really good villains, mostly good villains, especially Garmadon. Really good focus with Kai and the other ninja, and it set the pace for Ninjago. It was a prequel of sorts. It explained how the team got together and explained and introduced all the characters. So yeah, that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share it with anyone you know. Season 1 Retrospect review comes next week, and I will see you later.